Hollywood on Television first aired in 1949 from the small KLAC TV station in Los Angeles. At age 27, Betty's official television career had begun. The show aired live 5 days a week for 5 hours a day. Jarvis and Betty sat behind a desk. He played records, and then the two of them chatted between songs. Within the week, letters poured in from fans who said they liked the conversation more than the music. So in the second week, they got rid of the records and filled the 5 hours discussing both silly and serious topics, sometimes with the help of special guests. Betty delighted audiences so much that by the third week, the network added more time to the weekday shows and even added a show on Saturdays. Betty didn't mind the hard work of filming a live broadcast every day. She liked not having a script, making up things on the spot, and meeting interesting people. She also liked performing commercials, usually about 50 in each show. Every day was a thrill, and a chance to make mistakes, too. Often, the cast had so much fun that they got the giggles. The show had expanded to include a sports report, music, and other features. The network added an evening show to showcase new entertainers and another show focused on Betty giving advice. Bandit even came along. After about 2 years, Al Jarvis moved on to a new job. In only a few months, Betty became the new host of Hollywood on Television. Meanwhile, Betty's husband, Lane, wished she would work less and be home more. They divorced, and she moved back home with her parents, Bandit, her new dog Stormy, and her parents' dog, Dancer. Betty was becoming famous. In 1953, she won an Emmy Award for her work on Hollywood on Television. These awards, which started in 1949, were given to actors, directors, writers, and other people who work in television in the Los Angeles area. With her career going so well, Betty and 2 of her co-workers started the production company, Bandy Productions, named after her dog. Their first project was a new show called Life with Elizabeth, a comedy about Elizabeth, played by Betty, and her husband, Alvin. The half-hour shows were filled with short scenes of the couple dealing with funny situations, with titles like Late for a Party, Ping Pong, and Everything Goes Wrong. She worked harder than she ever had before. She hosted Hollywood on Television all week and then rehearsed Life with Elizabeth on Friday nights. After Saturday's Hollywood on Television show, she fit in one more Life with Elizabeth rehearsal before performing the broadcast live at the Music Hall Theater in Beverly Hills on Saturday nights. Sunday was her only day off, but the hard work was worth it. Not only was she an entertaining actress, but she was Life with Elizabeth's producer. The director of the show, Betty Turbeville, was also a woman. Not many women held such important positions in Hollywood at the time. Hollywood on Television and Life with Elizabeth ended, and a big national network had noticed Betty. The executives at NBC were charmed by her personality and wanted her to host her own variety show. Everything at a national network was new for her: hair, makeup, and wardrobe assistants, and her own dressing room. The Betty White Show would only be 30 minutes a day, much less than she was used to. It premiered all over the country in early 1954 and included guest interviews, performances by a band, comedy skits, children's segments, and animal features. Tap dancer Arthur Duncan became a cast member. Some stations in the southern United States told NBC they would no longer broadcast the Betty White Show if they didn't remove Arthur because he was black. Betty was shocked and angry. She refused to fire Arthur and said, "Live with it." She then featured him on the show even more often. The Betty White Show lasted to the end of that year, and at the very beginning of the next, Betty hosted the 1955 Rose Parade on New Year's Day in Pasadena, California. She went on to host the parade for 20 more years. Also in that year, she served as the honorary mayor of Hollywood. It was an unofficial position voted on by fans. Betty had grown up in Los Angeles and become a celebrity there. Soon, the rising star would cross the United States to see what acting jobs New York City had to offer.